Welcome to the Let It Fly show. I am Michael Xavier, joined by Josh Jones, Creighton and Central grad. We are inside the elevated and unique sports bar known as Let It Fly.
It's been a good vibe all sports season, man.
It has been.
It be packed on home games for Creighton.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball now. It was packed against in Nebraska football season, man. You can't ask for nothing better.
I bet you Monday night for the national championship game, it's going to be rocking in here.
Oh, for sure.
It's going to be fun in here, no doubt about that. How was your holiday? The one thing I miss is not having little kids anymore.
No doubt.
It's one thing to have, you have teenagers, and when you have little kids, Christmas is big.
Yeah.
What was it like at the house?
It was everything you said, bro. I mean, my son got the thing I'm so proud about with my son. He's particular about what he wants. He's not a toys kid.
Oh, okay.
He don't play with a lot of toys. Michael Jordan jersey, Kobe Bryant jerseys.
Nice.
Couple of PS5 games, and he got something called a silent basketball. You ever heard of that?
Silent?
Yes. So it's designed to you to dribble as much as you want in the house, and you can't hear the sound.
The ball doesn't make sounds?
Does not make a sound.
It's kind of like, is it Nerf?
No, it's a legit
It's a regular basketball, but it doesn't make any sound.
No, it don't.
That's
crazy.
So
we be working on his handles in the house, man.
And nobody say anything.
Yep.
That's all right.
Yep.
That's cool. You know what? I wish we had that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We would stop bouncing that damn ball in the house.
Yeah.
But the good news was I lived in the South. So I can go outside whenever I wanted.
No doubt.
Here, you have to actually get your work in. There's no doubt about that. Here's what's coming up at Let It Fly Sports Bar. First of all, go to our social media accounts.
Yep.
Because you have a chance to win tickets to some Creighton games coming up. That is Providence, January 6th, which is going to be in a couple days when we're taping this. Yep. You got St. John's, Xavier, and DePaul. All you have to do is scan the QR code and enter to win tickets to those games. Just go to our social media accounts, whether it's on Twitter or wherever else, on Instagram, and do that. And then Saturday, NFL watch party. We got 2 games, playoff games on Saturday. Got Creighton men's basketball versus Providence at 11 a.m. I'll be there. That's actually 1 p.m.
1.
That's 1. Yeah, that's 1. 'Cause I'll be there. You know, we're doing a special thing for Johnny, for the Jet.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to do an event.
I'm in there. That's my guy.
We're going to be there. So
I'm going to double back on you.
We're partnering with Berry Law to be able to give a scholarship to veterans. And we're going to start doing that all over. So Johnny's going to be on there. So that's a 1 p.m. start.
Okay.
And then the women play DePaul as well.
They need to play DePaul quick.
They got to play DePaul.
94 to what? 50?
You don't talk about
know.
It
is what it is,
Things
man.
Things happen, man.
Well, not like that.
But it's UConn. That's a really good ball club. And then Blue Jay Banner postgame show will happen here. Jonathan Lawson will be the guest. That's cool.
Right. Hold on. Let me clear something up.
Yeah.
Like, I love, if there's any staff and team that I love the Creighton women's basketball team.
Okay.
UConn just like that.
Exactly. I covered the first team I covered when I got into business was Louisiana Tech. And Louisiana Tech would beat teams so badly that they wouldn't have to play in the second half their starters.
I seen something on
they would just
Instagram,
kill people.
Like, I think it was last
night.
That
happens, man.
Where a team, a high school team beat a team like 1-on-1 to like, I don't even think they barely got double digits.
Well, Central
they were pressing the whole game.
I hate that, man. Central beat Benson 96-0
Yeah, that was crazy.
I'm like, why?
I know.
Anaya
Jones is like that.
Eventually, you just...
Yeah.
I know you can't.
I know.
You can't keep doing that. And then in the NFL, we got games. It's the last Sunday of the NFL season, regular season. And so Chiefs and Chargers also at 3:25. So lots going on this weekend.
Yeah.
Lots to do. And make sure you go to our social media account and do that QR code, scan it with your phone, and have a chance to win those tickets to go to the games.
For sure.
3 big things that happened since the last time we had a show, because we missed last week because of the holidays.
Aside from the holidays.
We skipped the holidays, so there's 3 big things to talk about.
Okay.
First one, obviously, national championship game is set.
Yep.
We had probably the best
Saturday.
I think you had the best.
It was. It couldn't get no better than that.
It'd be hard to be much better than there.
It reminded me of the
An
NFL
overtime game
playoffs last year.
Every game was like that. Yeah.
Oh, man. It was
there's always been that one game where you have a blowout and sometimes you have a close one. You have one game that goes to overtime. Any team can win. And then another game where Texas drives all the way down there and has throws to the end zone.
That was coaching, bro.
That was crazy, man.
I mean,
that was crazy to watch.
The deep bomb was the right play, but everything after that, it's like coach didn't know what to call.
Yeah, they like throwing it up. They like trying to do that fade. I think you had time to still run it a couple times.
I agree.
I think people sometimes forget when you're trying to get down there and you're throwing the ball that sometimes it's a quick handoff.
Yeah.
Usually you have a light box. You only got like 5 guys in the box. Everybody's playing wide receivers.
It's an illusion, man.
Boom, yeah. Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah.
But national title game is set again Monday night here at the Let It Fly Sports Bar in the Capital District. Come check it out. You'll love it. Have a great time. Michigan is a 5-point favorite over Washington.
Yeah, I can.
5-point favorite. It's not shocking that before the game that was the. If it would have been Texas, I think it would have been 3 or 3.5, but it's 5. It'd be the first national championship that either one of these teams have won since their split championships.
Man,
Washington won a split championship in 1991 with Miami, and then in '97, of course, Michigan won a split with Nebraska. Yes, it'll be the first time either one of those teams won a national championship. On that day, Miami beat Nebraska 22-0. It really turned around Nebraska's program. Getting beat like that. And then in 92, the same thing happened with Georgia Tech. And then after that, Nebraska changed everything. And next thing you know, 93, 94, 95, all that stuff happens. And then Washington beat Michigan in the Rose Bowl that day as well. So you get your national championship game. And you're picking who?
I'm picking Michigan. But this is before a why. I think about Coach Harbaugh, and I feel like his last couple of years of his storylines, if there's any year to win, this is the year. And I kind of feel like he up out of there after this.
Probably true. He only won before this Saturday. He'd only won one bowl game with them. That he won in 2005, the first year he was there, and then had lost every bowl game up until that game that they won on Saturday.
The defense is crazy. I got Michigan.
I don't ever pick Michigan for anything. I don't like Michigan. I hope Michigan loses. Go Washington. Go Huskies. Second, Creighton gets off the snide. Two tough losses to start the Big East.
For sure.
You lose to Villanova, and then you lose to Marquette. The Marquette game was the one that really I didn't understand, because it felt like to me that eventually Creighton was going to win that game. That they played better. I thought they did everything better, and then all of a sudden you look up with a minute and a half left, and you're like, wait a minute, they're trailing.
Well,
and it just didn't feel like that's a game they should have lost.
I go back to Villanova first because, like I said, I respectfully feel like Eric Dixon has Kalkbrenner's number. And
he does.
He plays with a different type of chip on his shoulder.
He does.
Everybody bring it when they play Creighton, but that's like a personal attack.
Not many guys can pull it out there and shoot a 3 like he can.
I know.
And get Kalkbrenner away from the rim.
He's skilled. You know. Also, all the turnovers that Creighton has been committing or whatever, I just kind of feel like it's one of those things where I think both losses are on Creighton versus the other teams that won. So you think they lost the game more than Marquette and Villanova won it? Yeah.
Okay.
More Marquette, more Villanova than Marquette. But I also do think if Creighton ain't hitting, I don't think they got like that feisty defense to make up for it.
Yep, they have the last couple of years. Well, you saw the game against Georgetown in the first half. All those turnovers, the way they were playing in the first half. I mean, it was scary going into halftime. Now, I wasn't surprised that Creighton pulled away because Georgetown's not very good.
No doubt.
But you look down throughout the season, there's a lot of good teams in the Big East.
I know.
It's going to be tough. I think Providence on Saturday, like I mentioned.
Providence is a win. Home court advantage is always great with, like, teams that's, like, borderline top tier. But, don't sleep because I feel like teams are figuring out the secret sauce to try to win. I think that Georgetown game was a game where Mac was going to, get – his core guys, Mac play a short bench.
Sure.
So I just kind of feel like he was giving them reps, giving them confidence, to try to execute things. And I think that game was more so about them or they can get better knowing that they was going to win. I hope it correlates to
and then, Ed Cooley always has something good early for him.
He's a good coach, bro.
He's a good coach. They know each other so well.
He already 500.
He already got more wins this year than they had last year.
Yeah, they were 7-25 last year, 6-25 the years before.
Yep.
And it hurt me because it's
George.
Ewing,
I know.
man.
I felt so bad.
Town.
I knew Patrick when he was young and Big John, and I felt really bad for them. And I hope they get a turnaround. I wanted Georgetown to be good.
Me too.
Everybody wants Georgetown to be good.
Big East.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the third thing, Nebraska beats Indiana.
Yeah.
We talked about this before the holidays. If Nebraska won their non-conference games that they had left and they beat Indiana, they'd be 12-2.
Yep.
First time that they have started the first 14 games with just 2 losses since 2003.
Man.
So 20 years ago, it's the last time Nebraska started a season this well.
They got I'm happy for Coach Hoiberg because I feel like with the accolades that he got, he's been unwavering, so to speak. You can always feel some type of way behind closed doors, but when you go out there, he he put the same demeanor on. I'm trying to coach these my guys, win or lose, right or wrong, forever right, you know. And for them to be 12-2, like I'm not gonna hate on the people that they didn't play. The strategy was good to build that confidence, but to actually just to get a legit win in conference play, huge, bro.
I mean, they beat Michigan State, obviously, beat Kansas State, now beating Indiana, who's had some struggles. But when Casey Tominaga shoots that way, yeah, 28, it's gonna be tough. They play Wisconsin on Saturday, by the way, so good start for both teams,
right?
You know, and it's a better basketball environment, when both teams are good.
Yeah, for sure.
My dream has always been, I want to see all three teams
Creighton
make the
hoop,
tournament.
Nebraska hoop,
I want to see them all make the tournament. That'd be UNO win their conference, get in. You know, Creighton, Nebraska, do whatever they got to do to get in. That'd be awesome.
I agree.
It makes it for a fun Thursday, Friday for all three of those teams.
I agree.
Coming up, our special guest, former Burke Bulldog, and of course also now plays for Notre Dame as a safety, and he is the
best defensive player in college football.
The Bronko Nagurski winner. Xavier Watts joins us next here on Let It Fly Show. All right, welcome back to the Let It Fly Show. We are joined by our very special guest from a Burke Blue Jay and, of course, current Notre Dame Fighting Irish safety and the winner of the 2023 Bronko Nagurski Award, Xavier Watts. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Good. Wait, hold on. It's better for you to say the best defensive player
in college football.
That's just how you got to say it. Yeah.
That's the best. The most outstanding.
That's how we got to do you,
most
bro.
Outstanding. Yeah. How was your holiday? How was all that?
Nah, everything was good. Went to Hawaii for a little bit.
It was good. That sounds like that was great.
Nah, it was pretty good. I only went there for a couple of days, and then I headed out to the bowl game in El Paso. El Paso was cool. It was a little cold, and then I was in San Francisco, and I just got back yesterday. So, I mean, I just been bouncing around, but I just been chilling and relaxing, so it's been good.
All I did was go to New Orleans. This man went all over the whole world.
I just woke up. You know, so I ain't need too much.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I got a lot of questions for you, man, but the biggest or the first question I should say is like, I mean, how does it feel to be considered not even considered, you have the award to be the best defensive player in college football?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to think about it. I mean, it's still to this day, it's a little surreal. I mean, like that title is like, you won the best defensive player in all of college football. And I mean, just like coming into the season of like my whole college career, like I've never really dreamed about, like, I mean, you obviously the dream of achieving big things, but like when it actually happens, and then like you said, like my journey, like I've been bouncing around all over the place, and then for me to just be able to get that accomplishment for what I've done is crazy. I mean, just thankful for it.
I'm a voter, and so when your name first popped up as one of the finalists, I was like, oh, that's awesome, that's cool. It'd be cool if you won the award. And then you kept having big weeks, and then of course the finalists came along. What was it like? You know you're a finalist, but when you won it, when they told you, how'd you find out?
So I didn't find out until I knew I was a finalist probably like 2-3 weeks before the actual.
I think it was like the second or third week of November they gave us that vote.
Yeah, and then I mean then the show came, so I was just kind of like, I mean, obviously I want to win it, but if I don't win it, I'm not too bummed about it, like, because I mean, like, I had a great year regardless. And then, but it's crazy because even before that, my dad was like, you gonna win it. Like before I even knew I was a finalist, he was like, you know you're gonna be a finalist, you know you're gonna win it. And I was like, all right, we're gonna see. And then it actually ended up happening. And then, like, obviously when I got there, I didn't know until like they announced my name. So like it was just all so new to me. I was a little nervous with my speech and everything. So like I said, I just found out that moment when they announced my name.
Did you write? Did you have one written?
Nah, I didn't. It was straight
off the dome.
Straight off the dome.
Look at you. Okay.
Yeah, and speaking that about from the heart, like your journey, like watching you make a decision to go to Notre Dame over all the other schools you could have went to, including wishing you came home and all that.
Right.
Things didn't start off the way that you felt like you wanted to, right? Looking back on it, do you feel like it's because, like, the coach, do you feel like with the achievement that you have now, do you feel like coach always had a plan to try to put you in a sweet spot, but he didn't know where you fit, or were you not just ready?
See, I think it's a mixture. It's a whole bunch of different factors. I mean, I feel like I was doing good at receiver. I mean, I did some good stuff. Like, I obviously could have stepped in and played, but I mean, obviously the way the coaches might feel about some things, or I had injuries too, so that kind of knocked me down a little bit. And then at the same time, maybe I wasn't fully ready in my eyes. But at the same time, I mean, maybe like the scheme I wasn't ready for. It's just a whole bunch of different stuff that went in. But then obviously, just kind of my journey, just bouncing back and forth. I mean, I just went along with the plan. I mean, I just wanted to play at the end of the day. I mean, and then most things is gonna work out by itself. And then obviously for me, it ended up working out well. So I just kind of just stuck to my plan and just trusted my coaches for what they had in store for me.
Xavier Watts joining us here on Let It Fly show. Let's go back to the beginning. You're in high school at Burke, and you're having a very good high school career, obviously, and you're getting recruited. Walk us through the recruiting journey. Like, where'd you take official visits? Who'd you talk to the most? Did you get to? Because it was that right before COVID. I didn't know how that worked out. How was it for you?
Yeah, so I mean, the first school that I ever got in contact with was actually a basketball school, because I was actually getting recruited at basketball for like a D2 school. And then football, I forgot what I don't know what my first school, but my first offer was South Dakota State.
Okay. That was your junior year?
That was my junior year, yeah. So then obviously after that, it just took off. I mean, I started getting like Iowa State and then like Minnesota, like most of the Big Ten schools. And then obviously got to like Notre Dame and then Michigan and Tennessee and all those. And then it was just kind of, I don't know, just crazy. I mean, you getting a whole bunch of texts from all these coaches all the time. I mean, you're from Nebraska, so not a lot of people are like looking at you for real. So I mean, it was just exciting. It was an exciting time in my life. And then at the same time, I mean, I was just kind of stressed about it a little bit. I mean, obviously you want to go to Nebraska, but at the same time, I mean, I just had to choose what was best for me. So it was just kind of difficult.
Is there anything they could have done differently?
Yeah, red carpet, steak and potatoes.
Nah, I mean,
the way I remember going to I don't know if it was a Friday Night Lights but it was an event, and they had you guys, do the jumps and all of that stuff, and you tested well, but not as well as Xavier Betts did.
Yeah.
And then that was kind of started leaning in that direction. Is that how it went down for you?
So I really don't know too much about like how I tested or anything like that, or I just know like I didn't get an offer from them until like after I got offers from everybody else.
Hear that, man?
So I mean,
it was
like,
slow playing you.
It was slow. So like they just kind of got. So like most kids here, they usually go to Nebraska.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're kind of like, all right, we're gonna slow play with him, and he's gonna end up coming here anyway. So at the end of the day, it's not like I was like salty they didn't offer me anything, but at the same time, it was just like,
yeah.
And then they weren't very good. Like I'm not gonna we're having great years. I mean, I didn't want to put myself in that position where I might have to. Oh, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to transfer.
For sure.
So then, obviously, like just Notre Dame was the perfect spot for me. I mean, when I first visited, step on campus. I mean, great people. Like everybody says, it's just great people there. The great environment. I mean, campus education. And then obviously football is football. I mean, you're always going to have 9+ wins, 10+ wins. You're going to be in a bowl game every year, make playoff every now and then. So you're going to be competing for a national championship. So it's the highest level of football and highest education you can get, and I couldn't pass it up.
Man, who was a part of your journey?
I'm
playing, bro. Who was the inside joke? Who was a part of your journey, like on those dark days? Like for you. I mean, it's easier to talk about because of the outcome now, with you being, the best defensive player in college football. But, like, you go through those days and you putting in work in practice. You playing offense. You playing defense. Like, safety was something you really had to learn.
Right.
Like, who was around you, like, aside from your family, or if it just was your family, to, like, make you not get up out of there? Because, I mean, like, to be honest, like, outside looking in, it's like, I probably would have thought about leaving there too. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, obviously, you hit on it. Your parents, obviously, my mom and dad. I mean, you know them. You've met them before. You know my family. They're gonna be there for me always. And then obviously, I mean, one person that really stuck it out with me that I kind of talked to and handled the situation with was my roommate. Because so he's literally kind of like identical to me. We're both only child. We both came in the same class, 2020. We both went through the COVID year all together, and we both switched positions. So he played corner, and he switched to safety, and I played receiver, and I switched to safety. So we both switched through at the same time. So we just kind of both looking at it like, I mean, obviously it's not a good situation. Like, you came in from one position, you switched to somewhere else, and obviously you want to stick it out, but obviously there's sometimes you're like, all right, maybe we should go somewhere else or whatever. But at the same time, we're kind of just like, all right, we in this situation, we both want to graduate, we might as well ball out and work hard while we can. So, I mean, it's kind of just having those conversations with him, and, I mean, it was just, he's like my brother now, so just kind of just bouncing back and forth with him because he went to the same thing. So.
Did he feel like you could be what you accomplished Like once you found out you got the award that you got, was he like, man, I knew it, or was he shocked just like you?
Yeah, I mean, he dropped me off at the airport, and he was kind of like, "You better win it." So I mean, he's always been supportive of me. I mean, like I said, we both played the same position, and like we said, we came the same thing. So he's always had the best interest in me. He's always supported me, and I'll always support him as well. So I mean, he definitely knew. He like the same as me. He probably knew. He didn't know if I was gonna win it, but he knew I was gonna have a good year. I was gonna play good. So
okay.
Xavier Watts joining us here on Let It Fly show. So when you were a little kid, where'd you picture yourself playing? Did you think of, I'm going to be a wide receiver, I'm going to be the next Randy Moss?
No, he was cold at basketball.
He was nice. Because it's funny how many football players you talk to that are like, I wanted to play basketball.
No, yeah.
And then you didn't get tall as you wanted to be, and then all of a sudden you're football. So what was the dream as a kid?
Yeah, I think everybody wanted to play basketball. So myself, I would definitely want to play basketball. I mean,
who was your hoop dream guy? Who was the person?
Who to go first?
Was it?
LeBron James.
Man.
Children, man.
Lucky we got to keep doing this.
Just that gray. This is how this gray happened. Just hearing people say
it's
LeBron
all right,
James.
man.
Nah, yeah. I mean, I grew up watching because, like I said, like y'all no offense, y'all older than me.
Y'all
older than me.
So
I mean, I grew up. I didn't grow up watching Jordan and all that.
Sure.
So I grew up watching LeBron. So I mean, obviously, I had all the LeBron shoes. I mimicked my number. My Instagram name used to be They Call Me LeBron. So I love LeBron. That was my guy.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, everybody wanted to play basketball. I wanted to hoop. But like I said, I mean,
how old were you when you decided football would be the number one?
I decided that when I got my first offer.
I knew it. Yeah.
When I got my first offer.
Big as possible. Right. I feel you.
Like I said, I wanted to hoop. I did AAU and everything.
Yeah,
but
you can still hoop though.
No, yeah, I can. Yeah, but like I ain't 6'2", 6'3".
Charlie Ward.
Yeah. Hey, one of the best point
guards. You know Charlie Ward.
I don't know who that is.
Man,
so he won a Heisman Trophy.
And then got drafted.
in the NBA and played for the Knicks for years.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
Look, he's thinking about it.
By the way, he beat Nebraska in 1993 national championship game.
Wait, where did he go?
Florida State.
Oh, Florida State. Okay.
Yeah, he went to Florida State.
Oh, wait, no, that name sounds familiar, actually.
Nebraska missed a field goal at the end,
and
Florida State wins the game, and Charlie Ward chooses to go play basketball instead of playing football.
Crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's one of the weirdest stories. It doesn't happen a lot. How surprised were you when Coach Kelly decided to leave? And did you know coming up? Like, did you guys hear rumors or anything?
Nah,
because I grew up in Louisiana. I was shocked when they said he was going to be LSU's coach. What was it like for you guys?
It was because we had just beat Stanford, and he was like, everything seemed fine. Like he was like talking like, all right, we finna go get ready for, I don't remember what our record was. But it was like getting ready for the selection show. So see if we make the playoffs or whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So he was like, everything sounded cool. And then maybe it was the next day or whatever, and like everybody sending in a group chat like, Coach Kelly leaving. And we seen it on Twitter, screenshots, and like, then that next morning at like 7 a.m. we had a meeting with him, and he was like, I'm leaving, I'm heading out, and everybody was like, but it was crazy.
I lived that too with Coach Altman.
Yeah.
I found out at Chili's on the ticker that he was leaving for Oregon.
Really?
Did your whole, I know mine did, but did your whole future at college football in Notre Dame like change? Like, oh man, or do you feel like maybe it's an opportunity because I wasn't playing as much as I wanted to?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little mixture of both. I mean, because that season, that's when he switched me. That's when I switched to defense. So it was like kind of like,
I'm going back to offense.
It was like what I'm gonna do. He's the one who switched me to defense. So I mean, so when he slid out, it was like, all right, whatever. But then at the same time, you come to a school. I mean, obviously, you want to know the coaches or everything. You have a good relation with them. But at the same time, you choosing the school for the school. And like my kind of mindset was like, all right, Coach Kelly left, but it's not like, all right, I'm finna leave. Like my main goal was obviously, you want to play football. My main goal was want to get my degree.
Sure,
so I got my degree, and obviously I accomplished that. So it wasn't like I'm finna leave before I get my degrry.
You got it early too, right?
Yeah, I got it in 3 and a half years. So
nice.
Knocked that out, and then I mean, but like I said, Coach Kelly, I mean, I talked to him a little bit, but like I wasn't like really close with him.
His guy.
Yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah, no,
I don't think anybody's really close to him. I don't think anybody's really close to him.
I don't think so. He's like a very different approach. I think he's more like a business.
He's like a CEO
type of guy.
He's a CEO. Yeah. You know what I thought you'd play? Was it Jeremiah? Was it Wasu Karamoa?
For the Browns.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought that you would play that kind of like undersized linebacker. I thought you'd be really good at that. Like some people call it a joker, some call it a jack. That's where I thought. That's why I thought maybe they have fast guys that play that position. I thought maybe that was something. Did they look at you at all?
When I first switched to So when Coach Kelly got me in the office, he was like, "You want to play rover?" That's what we called it,
Rover.
rover.
Okay.
So he was like, "You want to play rover?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like I thought it was just like safety,
It's
but I mean,
yeah.
it's like
It's
you
like
said,
a
it's
third
like
safety.
bit.
Yeah, it's like a heavy safety.
But then when we went out to practice the next day, it was
You're
like,
undersized, bro.
yeah. So I'm not hitting all them dudes, linebackers pulling all tight ends, all that. So I was like, that probably ain't for me. So, but I mean, if I would put on more weight, it was just that I switched the middle of the season, like the first game of the season. So I was 195 playing linebacker. Like,
right. What about these plays you was making? You had 7 interceptions.
He had 0 in 2022, then 7 in 2023.
Right.
Something different.
Yeah. Well, opportunity to me.
Yeah.
I think it's just a shot.
No, yeah,
you
for
always
sure.
been like that to me. But what was your knack? Like, right place, right time, or
Scheme change at all?
yeah? Like what
Made
put
you play something?
know?
Nah, so I was like you said, 2022 I had 0, and then like you said, this has just been the opportunity. I mean, like obviously, like if I would have been in the same position last year, I probably would have did at least 3, 4, 5
For sure.
interceptions. It was just I had limited playing time.
Yeah.
So then obviously you get to 2023, it's my first year starting, and nothing changed about the scheme or anything. It was just let me go back. Last year I had some plays I could have made that I dropped at least 2, 3 picks.
Man.
Could have been in the right spot. And then this season I was coming in, I was like, all right, I'm not letting that happen again, because I was going to sleep at night like
Thinking about the
plays.
ball.
I'm like,
be
man,
hard.
I'm dropping money. I'm dropping all these picks. Like,
Yep.
I can't be doing that no more. So coming in the season, I was like, all right, that ain't happening. So then obviously, I mean, I just been really locking into my craft. I mean, just really just reading the quarterback eyes, just locking in on the routes. Like, I still got to improve, but I mean, like, just still just really just being focused. And then obviously, it's a credit to my teammates. Like, we were the top 10 defense in the country this year. We was top 10, top 5.
So they put you in a position to be.
Yeah, so obviously like D-line creating the pressure, and then we had 2 lockdown corners just locking everything up, and then they just allowed me to be free and just read quarterback eyes and just break off the ball and just be in the right spot at the right
I got to
time.
follow up on that.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
You got to pick on the number 1 draft pick. You know, like you said, reading eyes.
Yeah.
How nice is Caleb Williams playing against in person? And like, did you feel like that game put you in a better position to achieve what you did?
Yeah, so he's real good. I mean, he's a top level talent. Like you say, he's gonna be number 1 pick probably. So like last year when we played him, he dogged us. He was
he did.
running all over the place. Like he was hard to contain because he's running all over, scrambling over. But I mean, just this year it was just something different. Like they came into our house, we was like, all right, we're not letting that happen again.
So, got a quick start too.
Yeah. So then I mean, like I said, I was reading his eyes. Like the first pick I had, he just overthrew it, and then the quarterback, the tight end fake block, he popped past it, and I just ended up cleaning it up. So he overthrew it, and I capitalized off that. And then the second pick was just me. I just broke off his eyes, like I was just jumped the ball off a route. Yeah. So I mean, like he's really good talent, but I just think like what we did that game, like our scheme, everything, how our mindset was just like, all right, we're not letting him go off like he did last year. So
was that the game where your parents had trouble getting to the game? Was it the USC game?
Yeah, they
couldn't get the rental car because there was no rental cars available.
I don't know.
That was the story I heard, that they went to Chicago, leaving Chicago. They had no rental car, so they had to wait. And by the time they got there, it was the second half, and they're like, "Man, your son been balling."
I don't know. My dad was talking about going, but he didn't end up going.
Okay.
I think it was supposed to be cold and rainy.
Okay, so he decided not to go.
They didn't go, bro.
Yeah. So, but then it was ended up being perfect. And then I remember calling him after the game. I was like, "You should have came. You missed a good game." So, but
you should have been there to see it. That's fun. So let's talk about. So, I always think that athletes, when they think back on their careers, they remember a lot of good stuff, but they always remember the ones that got away. That Ohio State game, there's no reason.
I cut the TV
that you
off.
guys, I thought it was done.
Yeah.
I
thought my bet was won, and then it didn't quite work out at the end. What was that feeling like that week after, when a game gets away from you like that?
Nah, that was a real sick feeling. Like I remember them just driving down. I'm like, there ain't no way.
Yeah.
And then just seeing, because I remember I'm coming off the blitz and I see him get in the end zone, and I'm just like,
well, wasn't there somebody that dropped a pick before that?
Yeah. So we had about 2 drop picks.
Yeah.
We had one in the end zone, both in the end zone. One in the end zone, one off the end zone. So those are bad plays, but I mean, you can't really get to. I mean, I don't know. You can't.
It ain't all about that.
Everything else in the game, but But I mean, obviously those plays could have capitalized, but you can't blame those players for that play. But I mean, like you said, this obviously after the game and a couple of days lingering, it's like, man, we just blew that game. But at the same time, you like that was only like game 4 or 5 or whatever. We still got
full season left.
Full season left. So I mean, you can either be negative about it and still think about the game, and you're gonna drop some more games, you're gonna lose some games, or you can be more positive about it and just keep stacking days, keep getting better from it. So that was our mindset. I mean, I think we did a pretty good job of just coming back and still sticking with it. Like I said, we ended up with 10 wins, so we still had a good. We didn't let that hang on us the rest of the season.
Now you in a situation, man, where you already graduated early. You're the best defensive player in college football. I know you still like got offense in you, and there's opportunities, where you can be in a position to play any type of way on the next level. You got 11 days. What is it going to be for you? What is this process like to decide if you're going to come back and play?
He did. He made a decision.
I decided.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't know you staying?
Yeah, I'm staying.
That's good.
I
Okay.
decided.
They made a video, Josh, that you got to watch. It is.
I'm going to watch it.
Stone
I got you.
He's digging. He's digging through the desert. I said to my wife, my wife's like, I don't know what's happening here. I said, well, they played in the bowl game in El Paso, and that's why it was like this. But that was, walk us through the decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little difficult. I mean, obviously, your dream's been playing in the NFL. So I mean, just coming back, I just felt like personally, I didn't feel fully ready yet. I mean, like I said, it's my first year starting. Like I said, I still feel like I'm a little raw at safety.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, I feel like I can get another level. So, like, just coming back, I feel like this whole year will really benefit me.
Okay.
And then obviously, like, the talks I've had with coaches and different agents is kind of just like, you can't make a wrong decision if you leave or go. But at the end of the day, it's just kind of how I felt about it, just my personal feelings. And like I said, I just have a lot more that I feel like I should improve on, and I feel like I have another level I could raise and just improve my draft stock even more.
Did NIL make it any part of the decision? Because used to be, you stayed, obviously you weren't going to get any money. You go to the league, you get money. Now you actually can get some deals, obviously. Did that make a difference for you?
Yeah, obviously, like, it's a great opportunity to be able to get NIL. So, I mean, just the opportunity, like I said, to get better at the same time, still get some NIL partnerships and all those things is really just cool that not a lot of people are able to get. So I had to capitalize off of that.
Sure. So coming back, like your mindset has to be like, I might not win the award again next year, but I can't digress.
Yeah. Right. No, 100%. Like I said, like coming in last year, I was like not really knowing what was gonna happen. Like I said, because it's my first year starting. Like coming this season, I was like, all right, I'm gonna play good, like I know what I can do. But then obviously, like coming into next year, like I'm like, all right, I did this last year, I could go again. Like I can't drop the bar, and then obviously I know I'm gonna go to the NFL, so I gotta stay on top of my stuff and just just prepare myself.
You can go.
Right.
Yeah. I remember when Coach Lamaji took over at Burke, and we're all like, this Youngstown guy, who's this guy coming in?
Right.
And ever since then, I've talked to so many players that he coached. We had a bunch of Westside guys that have come in, and he's got that philosophy and mindset that really seems to get through to you guys. Can you walk us through how that was playing for him and what kind of difference it made in kind of your career and preparing you for the next level?
Yeah, I think 100% I wouldn't be the player I am today without Coach Amanji and like all the Burke, if I didn't go to Burke, I feel like I wouldn't be where I was today. Like all the people I've met, the people I played with, the coaches, Coach Amanji, Coach Queen, all those guys. I mean, just the type of philosophy that you talk about, Coach Amanji, just like hard-nosed type of football. I mean, he's, like I said, he's from Youngstown, so I've heard like stories about people from Youngstown or whatever. So he's definitely that type of guy that you want to play for. Like, he's gonna love you, you're gonna love him, and he's gonna bring the best out of you every day.
And he demands you to do the right thing, every time.
Yeah, outside of football, he just wants you to be a good person as well. So that's why I love that guy and everybody else in that Burke staff that I was there as well. So
I got some questions from the message board for the Notre Dame fans, and somebody is asking, what's the hardest part about transitioning from wide receiver to safety?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely just the whole mechanics of everything. Like
going forward, going backwards.
That's what I'm saying. You coming in.
I'm just asking them, bro.
Like I played both in high school, but I mean, in high school I was just playing. I don't remember but it wasn't. It was just like two coverages or something like that, and like you either blitzing or you covering or you like a zone or something, and then obviously you switch to college, it's a whole different ball game. It's all these different coverages. You gotta know what routes. You got to know the little tells of what people are doing, know route combinations. It's just a lot more.
A lot of film work.
Yeah, a lot more film work. And then obviously, like you said, I went from moving forward to moving backwards to try to cut left, right, 90 degrees, 45 degrees. And then obviously you trying to guard somebody, you don't know what they're doing. So I mean, it was pretty difficult. I mean, but at the same time, like I played in high school, so I had a little bit of it, but like it was just a completely different ball game.
Work on your W drill over and over and over, so you're ready for the combine. W drill. Right. Every time you get a chance, work on that drill.
I got another one. Yeah. So now I'm gonna read them as they say, kind of try to make it out.
Okay.
All right,
go ahead.
So thoughts on why most young receivers went, and they must be talking about your team.
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Thoughts on why most young receivers went into the portal, and what do you think the team needs most next year? Also, did you believe that they were too easy to cover due to coaching, or was talent the problem because they were too young?
All right, that's a long question. So the first one was, why do I think the young guys went in?
To the portal, yeah.
I mean, I don't really know. I mean, that's their decisions. I mean,
Sure.
I mean, that's like what they felt was best for them. I mean, I can't really speak on somebody else's situation. I mean, obviously they felt they had a better opportunity somewhere else. I mean, obviously they did what they had to do. But I mean, like I said, some people do what they need to do, and sometimes the grass is not always green on the other side. So I mean, but I mean, they did what they wanted to do. So I can't speak too much on their situations.
So what did he mean by that? Do you believe they were too easy to cover due to coaching, or was talent the problem because they were too young?
Do you feel those guys were talented?
Oh, no, 100%, yeah.
Oh, that's what they asking?
Yeah, those dudes are definitely talented.
Yeah,
I mean,
and highly ranked and stars and all that stuff.
Highly ranked. They all came in and worked. They're all good guys outside of football, and they're all good football players. I mean, obviously, I mean, I don't know. Like, from the outside looking in, a lot of people have a bad, like, view of, like, how to play football. I mean, I feel like most people don't really know, like, really goes into it. Some people just have different perceptions, but people don't know what it takes to actually be good at football. Like, you can kind of judge somebody, but if you've never been in that position that these guys have been in, or what I've been in, or what these football players or all athletes in general have been, like, you really don't know, so you can't judge too much. But they were good guys. They're good athletes as well. Like, they're good football players.
Xavier Watts joining us here on the Let It Fly show. This is silly, but I always feel that when you're in strength and conditioning, you're doing all your lifting and everything, it's a little bit easier when your head coach is yoked, because you know he's working.
Oh, so you got a fat coach talking about? Oh, you're crazy.
I'm serious, bro. I look at you know Marcus is in there lifting, right? So what is it like to have a coach who's yoked, man?
Yeah,
you know I'm in here.
That might run you over.
You got to be in here.
I usually lifting, like, sometimes I'll be in the 7 a.m. group and he'll be in there.
Yeah. What's his max?
I don't even know. But yeah, because he played at Ohio State. He went to I know he went to the league for a little bit, so obviously he got a good build. I mean, he's a big dude.
He's a pro.
Yeah. So I mean, but obviously it's like motivating to see that your coach is also doing the same thing. But like, some guys might not really think it has an impact, but obviously if you see your coach in there,
I think it does.
Working out, I mean, it's like, all right, we got a guy who's in it with us. I mean, and then, like, that's our whole coaching style. I'll see my coach be riding a bike at 5 a.m. He'll be doing jogs. I'll ride around campus. I'll see coaches walking. They go play basketball. So, I mean, our whole coaching staff is like that. Like, I think Freeman did a real good job of bringing in guys that are really dedicated and really care about us. And then they're obviously, like, really bought in for us as well. Like, they do everything with us. They make it fun for us. I mean, those guys are real great coaches as well.
That's what's up. This is an NIL question, and I got two more after this. So about the NIL opportunities, what NIL opportunities have you received while playing for Notre Dame, and if he thinks it's comparable to the opportunities players get from other top 10 ranked teams in the country?
It'd be kind of hard for you to know.
Yeah.
Right.
So the first one, I mean, I've done like little like brand partner. I haven't done anything like crazy big. Like,
you are now, buddy. You are now.
I've done a little like Nebraska Furniture Mart. I've done like NIL stuff with them. Like, I've got like done little posts for like TVs or stuff like that. And then obviously, like, we have a little fun collective thing that we do so as well. So I mean, like, we've had a whole bunch of different opportunities with that. But I mean, what was the second question?
The second question,
do you think it's comparable?
Do you think it's comparable
to what
like versus other teams in the country?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I think from other people that I've talked to, not a lot of schools are actually like some guys get lied to. Like some guys are like, all right, you sign here, you'll get $400K.
I'm out, bro.
They'll never touch it.
Yeah.
So I feel like Notre Dame is real good. They stick to what from what most people got. They've done a good job of actually helping us out, and I feel like it's a pretty good. And I don't know what other schools do.
Right,
too
exactly.
Much though,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
This comes from me. I think that it's not even a question. This is just a comment. I think that who you are, what you've done, and how many people that are actually behind you. I know sometimes you may not feel it because you're not in the state, but like I really feel like from here on out, especially with what you did, you should really come back at some point and put on summer clinics and do those things like that, bro, because like kids in the future need to know that you can be the best defensive player in college football.
Right.
And come right out of Omaha.
Come right out of Omaha.
Hell yeah.
Terrence Crawford. Like I look at you. I look at you like that.
Yep.
You know. So just to let you know, like I think that I think we'll hire you, and I feel like you should walk around. You're a humble dude, man, but you need people to know like you laugh and you joke, but you don't play.
Right.
You know, keep that chip, bro.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now that's definitely something I was interested in. I mean, obviously I want to come back here and like you said, like I talked about earlier, like a lot of people overlook Nebraska. I feel like there's a lot of talent here. There's a lot of good kids that can come out of here and do good things. So I feel like obviously like me coming back and running a clinic or camp like that would definitely be helpful for the community as well.
Yeah. So obviously next year everything changes. You got 12-team playoff.
Yep.
That's gonna be crazy.
I know it's gonna be wild.
Crazy.
Give us a prediction of what you think of your team. What do you think Notre Dame can do next year?
I feel like we're gonna be pretty good. I mean, we're gonna be loaded on defense again. We got obviously I'm coming back. We got our 2 best D tackles coming back. We got good transfer DN coming in. We got good quarterback coming in. We got 2 good receivers coming in. We got loaded freshman class coming in. We got dudes that are on the team right now that haven't got their shot yet that are gonna pop off. So I mean, I feel like we got a pretty good schedule as well too. So I feel like anywhere from undefeated to maybe obviously you want to go undefeated, but I mean if anything, the low was like 1 loss, if that. So, I mean, like I said, especially with 12-team playoff, I mean, it's going to be crazy. I mean, it's going to be a lot more games. I mean, like right now, I'm going to be playing right now. Because of 12-team playoff, like I'm not going to be here. So
I'm asking questions about that, too.
It's going to be crazy. So, I mean, I'm excited. Like I said, we're going to have a real good team, good stacked team. So, I feel like we have a real good shot of doing anything we want.
So, this is the last one from here, and then I got one final personal question. So, who is the most underrated player on your current roster?
Jadarian Price, for sure. He's a running back. He's from Texas. He's a dog. He's a running back. Obviously, we had Evan Aldrick. He's gonna go to the league this year. He's really good as well. But I mean, Jadarian, everybody when he be running the ball, be like, man. Like in the bowl game. I don't know if you watched the bowl game. Here like jump cupping, like hop jumping. Like he's crazy. He's big. He's fast. He's gonna have a real good year if he's ended up being a starter.
I watched it all the way through like halftime and it was over. That's all I need to watch. It was done by then.
Yeah.
Go ahead. My last one is just as a football fan, who you got in the national championship game? Coach I's gonna kill you, bro.
I don't know. I feel like I think I'm gonna go Michigan.
There you go. Good job. I'm proud of you, bro.
They got a real good defense. Yeah. I mean, Washington offense is crazy.
Nobody slowed down Washington's offense. They got 3 NFL wide receivers.
It sounds like Nebraska versus Michigan back then.
I mean, it is.
So are you saying Washington right now?
I am this way, and I've always been this way. Anybody but Michigan. I don't like Michigan.
Okay, so
I just don't like Michigan.
I respect that.
I'm not a Michigan fan, so anybody but Michigan for me. I'd love to see Washington. So, they played, if you go back to 1991, when Washington won they split title with Miami, they played Michigan, and they beat the heck out of them. And so I hope that happens. I hope that happens again.
They're going to bring that up. It's going to be in the
I hope that happens again.
Right.
And I think Penix's journey, because man, you go through injuries, people doubt you. He had to transfer. They doubted him through the transfer process, and now he's saying, look, I may be 24 years old and had all these injuries, but I'm really good.
See, he put the do-rag on perfectly.
He do.
Finished runner-up for the Heisman. I'm cheering for that kid.
I don't know. It's hard. Like you said, both of those teams are loaded, but like Washington offense is, like you said, they got 3 NFL receivers. They got Penix. So,
But I'm looking at you. I'm like, man, if you got the best defense.
I know.
So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna
be good to see.
I'm gonna just choose Michigan for now.
Yeah, there you go.
I might change my answer later. I'm gonna choose Michigan.
X, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking the time and coming on with us, and good luck next year.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
All right, we appreciate it. Xavier Watts joining us. That was fun. Yeah. He's a kid. Again, if you look at his size, his build, his makeup, and the way he plays, he's the kind of guy that can hang out in the NFL for 8-9 years.
Because he's a playmaker.
He's a ball hawk.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a good special teams player.
Right.
And again, when you're mentally can go from wide receiver to for a little while to play some defensive, linebacker to play safety, he's smart.
Yeah.
So he'll be fine in the league.
Yeah. No, I was excited about it. I think that knowing where he came from to where he's at now, I'm not gonna say I can't believe it, but I'm shocked.
It's pretty cool. It's awesome.
He put the work in.
It's another one of those guys that got away from Nebraska.
Yep.
Another one of those
guys. The whole time I'm sitting here, I'm like,
got away from Nebraska.
We could have had the best defensive player in the country.
Yeah, probably his career. In the end, it worked out because he ended up where he was supposed to be.
For sure.
Where you're supposed to be is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, no matter where you are, there you are too.
There you are.
So
he
was already ready to play. He just needed a shot.
Yeah, that's right. Good for him. Yeah. Coming up next week on the show, Creighton forward Bill Shireman will join us. We'll chat with him.
I'm ready to talk to him.
When he is on fire, like when he's shooting the way he was shooting second half against Georgetown, they're hard to beat.
They are.
They're hard to beat.
The whole team is. Yeah. I mean, Creighton's one of them teams where everybody can shoot. So it's but when he's on fire. I like his swagger and his confidence because
he was shooting the ball and running back the other way.
Yeah, that's him though. He just that's what he do. And when he's hitting that, it make everybody else elevate their play.
No doubt about that. Yeah. Special thanks, of course, to Xavier Watts for joining us.
Cool, bro.
The King, Val Elvis, as always. Our executive producer, Phil McClain. We appreciate him as well. And as a reminder, always never a bad time to give or get steaks. The holidays are over.
Yep.
But you know what? If you gave somebody some Omaha steaks on a Tuesday,
that'd be crazy.
Nobody's gonna be upset about that. They're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Or if you get them,
there you go.
You more like to get them. Yeah. A reminder again: if you buy over $149 worth, that is free shipping, and if you're a first-time order, you get the 30% off on your order as well. So Omaha Steaks, never a bad time to get or give them. Josh, take us away.
Hey, it's Josh Jones here with Michael Xavier. You know how we do it. It's a Let It Fly show.